Hey, what's going on, everyone? Demetrius Mack here, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this series is me picking a topic in pretty much anything that's going on out there in video games, in pop culture, in sports, whatever, and having a real honest breakdown about whatever it is that I'm breaking down. This is one of my more not lighthearted series. This is more serious, where it causes you to actually, I give my opinion, state some facts, and then you guys take what you want from it, and you discuss it in the comments with your friends or whatever. And that's pretty much what this series is all about. And if that's not you, you're really mojo. If you're into more something else that I do, then I understand that, and this may not be the video for you. So there's no hard feelings there. So today's subject, I want to get right into it. As you see in the title, it's, are there any villains? Are there more villains, or are there more heroes in the NBA? Now, the reason, for those of you who might be watching this who don't know what's going on, or who don't feel like they know what's going on in the NBA now, if you're not an NBA fan, if you're not keeping up with the NBA, with what it's all about, with what everything that's going on with the players over the past few years now, in my opinion, is that I don't see any true heroes. And by that form, I'm going to break it down to this. For people who know what Michael Jordan was to the NBA, to the world, you know that he was damn near beloved by, he was hated, of course, by, there's always going to be that certain group of haters, but for the most part, throughout the league, he was respected, he was dominant in his time, and he earned that right in what he did in his career. And there's nothing that you can say that pretty much diminishes what he accomplished in the league, because what he did was nothing short of spectacular, historic, something that's probably not going to be repeated. Something that he did. But in that sense, what I mean is, what I'm trying to get at is, basically, I do not believe there are any heroes left, pure heroes, that are respected league-wide across in the NBA right now. And this is actually something that goes across all professional sports, at least in America, in my opinion. But in my opinion, I think it is worse in the NBA right now than it is the other sports. And I think it has something to do with players are watching the game evolve. We're at a state in the game right now where we're watching a whole nother game evolve. We're watching the National Basketball Association evolve as we speak, as we watch before our very eyes. And people don't take too kindly to that. Now, as you see on the screen, I've chosen two of teams that were, for the most part, the villainous teams during their eras. I've got the early 2007, 2008 Boston Celtics, and I've got the 2012-2013 Miami Heat. Both teams who were extremely criticized for their link-ups in their system. Not so much as Boston, but still, Boston was pretty much, okay, they're going to link together. And the one thing that has kind of united this, and well, the most recent one in kind of forming of these type of super teams, for those of you who do not know, both these teams were considered super teams in their heyday. They have multiple Hall of Famers, just all around great talent around them. And one of the things that was thought is that, it's taking the easy way out. There's all these sports commentators being like, you're taking the easy way out, and you're not doing it by yourself. You have to form up with some team, and there's no way you would have a championship without doing it with these guys. There's one big flaw in that. There's one mighty flaw in that. And that is, if you know the history of the NBA, if you know how extraordinarily hard it is to win anything in the damn NBA, you cannot, honest to God, sit down and say, well, you know what, because he didn't win it by himself, that diminishes his accomplishment. That diminishes a player's accomplishment. That diminishes a player like LeBron James' accomplishment. It doesn't. Because you do not win by yourself in the National Basketball Association. There has not once been a player who has literally won it by himself. It doesn't happen. It's impossible. The game is not structured that way where you can just win it, a title by yourself. Now, the most recent controversy of this is, of course, Kevin Durant going to the Golden State Warriors. And while, yes, he did do a kind of a cop-out, it's that you can't fault the guy and say, okay, you know what, this is an easy way out. Because the Golden State Warriors last season, as great as they were, won 73 games, went up 3-1 in the NBA Finals, and they ended up losing. I don't think it gets any easier than that. It's not supposed to get any easier than that. But I'll tell you what, they definitely blew that 3-1 lead, and they lost. A team that had never accomplished something in the history of the NBA didn't win the NBA Finals. So you can't sit here and tell me that, oh, there's going to be an easy way out. Because nothing has happened yet. Nothing has happened in that situation where Kevin Durant goes to the Golden State Warriors and it's like, oh, he's taking the... How is that an easy... The season has not even started yet. And yet people are saying, wow, he shouldn't have gone there. He should have gone there. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't realize that these are actual human beings and not people who are actually on these. This is not fucking slavery. People have their own rights to go wherever the hell they want to go. So, if he wanted to go to the damn Sacramento Kings or the Philadelphia 76ers, he could have went. But because it's something that the mass majority of people, and that's another big problem, people hate when something happens to them and it doesn't agree with their standards. And because Kevin Durant did that, he's being blamed for it. When LeBron James went to Miami, what happened? He's being blamed for it. When this big three formed, people were like, well, what the hell? That's not fair. They got 3 Hall of Famers. Who's supposed to stop them? You got to understand, all these super teams that have been in the recent conference, the Celtics, the Heat, the Warriors. I mean, these are all supposed to be gigantic. I mean, how many championships do they have between them? And how many years do they have between them? I mean, so far, it's a grand total of 4. And the Celtics were together for a good, 3 to 4 years? The Heat were together 4 years. And they got 2 championships. And the Warriors, hell, this new Warriors team hasn't even stepped on the court together. Yet it's the easy way out. And yet people are constantly blaming these players and saying, wow, they're ruining the game of basketball. They're doing this and that shouldn't be done. And it's ridiculous. You have no valid argument when you say this is the easy way out, when you say these players shouldn't do this, because that's the way the National Basketball Association works. It's not easy. It's not something, if it was easy, a lot of great players who do not have championships would have NBA championships, and they don't. And a lot of them didn't play together. John Stockton, Karl Malone, probably the best pick and roll duo of all time. You know how many championships? Zip, 0, zilch, none. And those are 2 Hall of Famers. Those are 2 all-time greats. So when a player sees his opportunity, I'm sorry, I can't agree with, nope, you need to do it this way. They've got to do what's best for them in order to get that ultimate goal that's been a dream of theirs since they've been a child. And therein lies my question is, wow, there's so much hate going on for all these players that were once, quote-unquote, respected. But now, they're all of a sudden the villains. Everybody likes this title of, oh, he's going to be the villain now. Why do we want villains? Is it that important to us that we want to diminish these players' accomplishments and call them all types of names, all types to say this is going to happen to their legacy now because it didn't go the way we wanted it to go? It's just ridiculous to me. And I think we're at the point in time, and as an avid NBA basketball, as an avid fan, I'm hating to see it come to this, where people are saying all over social media, all over everywhere, sports analysts are like, man, that's the easy way out. You got people who are Hall of Famers talking down on this new Kevin Durant thing. People who don't even have damn rings talking about, oh, that's not how you get a ring. I'm not going to shout out any names, but it's like, damn. What the hell do you know about winning a ring? I don't see any on yours. But here you have to diminish somebody else's decision on how to go get that ring. Well, obviously, your decisions didn't do a damn thing to help you. And it's ridiculous. I think we need to let these players do what they do. It is not our decision, all right? We are fans. If you're a fan of the game, you can't sit here and get mad at a player for going, yeah, you can, okay, I can take that back. You can get a little bit mad. You can't be, okay, that's not fair. I'm going to stop watching, blah, 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 blah. It's like, what are you talking about? You can get upset that he didn't come to your team. Sure. With the Kevin Durant sweepstakes and he landed in Golden State, if I was one of the teams that was in the bidding to get him and he didn't come to my team, yeah, I'd be mad. But I wouldn't be calling him all types of, oh, he's a cop-out. He's taking the easy way out. You might have a small argument for that if he wins a championship or two, but can he step on the court? Can he step on the court first? Can the 2016-2017 NBA season start before we all bashing this man as a villain for making a business decision that benefits him? I know he meant a lot to the people of Oklahoma City. Yeah, but at the end of the day, the National Basketball Association is a business. It's not a pleasure factory for you fans and that everything is going to go each way. Shit's going to happen that you're not going to agree with. And it's going to piss you off. Yeah, it sucks. But that's the basketball world. That's just how it is. And people have got to get over it. People have got to get over this sense of entitlement of where players should go, of what should happen. It was a few years back when the Lakers had an opportunity to get Chris Paul in that era where it was going to be him and Kobe and Dwight Howard. Now, I will admit, that was some bullshit. Because, yes, that was. There was no reason for that to get vetoed. There really wasn't. But I'm sorry, when you people are complaining, trying to make up an argument of, oh, why didn't you veto Kevin Durant going to the Warriors? Well, it's very simple. The Golden State Warriors organization drafted every last single one of their superstars that they have right now. It's not their fault that they landed such good talent. I mean, hell, OKC pretty much had the same thing, except they didn't get a championship. But I mean, with draft picks on James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, let's not forget Jeff Green. I mean, hell, teams, you gotta like take the fact that teams sometimes get hell of a class, a hell of a team by drafting, and that happens. That's what happened to the Warriors. You want to know the difference between them and LA? The Lakers didn't draft Dwight Howard. He came there. They were forming that team. And it's ridiculous because people are always trying to find, ooh, nice and one. People are always trying to find a way or an excuse to justify their ridiculous standards. I mean, sports fans in general are some of the craziest people out there. There's all types of conspiracies all the time. And I understand that aspect. I think what people need to do are just calm down on the whole, okay, this didn't happen, so now I'm mad because it didn't happen the way I thought it should happen. And it's straight up ridiculous, man. It really is. I mean, there's no reason to get upset for something that you perceive to think is going to happen. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And I think that's why heroes, true heroes, people that mean something to the fans, to the people around the world, everywhere, that are just beloved, that are just absolutely adored, I don't think that exists. You could argue that LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant are the top 3 players in the National Basketball Association. And you cannot sit down and say, wow, one of them has not taken on the villain role or the criticism role for something they haven't done. LeBron James is criticized for going to Miami. Steph Curry getting criticized for not showing up in the finals, which, to be honest, is something that's fairly criticized. But still, people try and overjudge it and say, oh, he's not deserving of this. He's just overrated. All he can do is shoot this, blah, 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 blah. And the whole thing now with Kevin Durant, he came to the Golden State Warriors. So now, he's a villain, officially in that role. People are calling him a villain. We don't like him. We're going to boo him. You know, just a couple days ago, they were playing against China, I think it's Staples Center. And and there were reporters telling Kevin Durant that, oh, did you hear that you were being booed here? Which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why you would be booed playing for Team USA. Unless you were, there for Team China, which makes perfect sense. But if you showed up at a Team USA game to boo somebody who hasn't even stepped on the court on another team that they just signed for, I don't know what the hell to tell you. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know why you would waste your time doing so. I don't know why you'd pay the money just to do that. It's stupid. Why would you go to a Team USA game and blatantly boo someone? I mean, people there are going to be like, wow, this guy didn't see what he must be rooting for Team China. Either that or he's just booing his country because he's a fucking asshole. And it's ridiculous. Save it for the regular season. Don't go booing Team USA for the United States. If you're a citizen of the United States and that's your team, man. I don't care who's playing on it. They're representing our damn country. It ain't got nothing to do with the regular season. You need to calm that down. But people can't control themselves. People get hot-headed, and people follow trends. Now that Kevin Durant's on the villain, now everybody's, oh yeah, I'm going to call him a villain now because it's the thing to do. Because he's the villain. So, that's what I'm going to do. And it's sad. It really is. I think it's sad that we've gotten to this point where to feel that we need to better ourselves, we need to put down literally the top players in the league. I mean, those 3 that I just mentioned have to receive the most hate in the entire NBA by far. And it's just sad. I mean, as much entertainment as they bring us during the regular season, during the playoffs, during All-Star Weekend, and for them to be receiving treatment like they are, it's utterly ridiculous. And I think it's just, we're at a point now in the NBA where the fans are just bitter. Ex-NBA players are bitter. People just need to wake up and realize that the NBA is not your personal imagination. Things are not always going to go the way you expect them to go. But hey, that's just my opinion on how things are going in the NBA. You guys take with, if you agree with some of my points. If you don't, you can leave them in the comment sections or whatever. And you guys take from what I was talking about any way you want to. Because my opinion on it is, we're in an era of hate right now in the NBA. People love to hate greatness, it seems, because it doesn't fit their agenda. When it doesn't fit their agenda, I should say. And it's sad. I'm truly sad. But I'm going to end the video on that point. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. And also subscribe to my channel for more content like this. There's a link in the description below that leads to the first episode of Real Talk. So you guys make sure to check that out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, I'm Demetrius Mack, and I'm out. Peace.